Hey, so I want to talk about anger and cortisol. And it's something that seems maybe a little obvious, but I want to dive a bit deeper and give you a quick exercise that you're going to do. I think of this awesome, powerful quote. When you're angry, it's like you're taking poison and expecting the other person to die. That's what anger is. Anger is a behavior that we learn as human beings, but it's actually not a human trait that comes naturally. And so when we experience anger, our physiology is really off. We're really out of balance. And it's not that anger is something we should never feel. The problem is when it festers, when we get angry and we stay angry for a length of time. That's when we run into major physiological shutdown. So what actually happens when you get angry, you secrete a ton of cortisol because, again, your body is just sensing stress and it's putting you in fight or flight because it's like, I'm in danger and I need to do something about it. That's okay if you actually had a physical outlet, right? But a lot of times we get angry and we're not like going to run a marathon. We're not going to like hit a punching bag. We're not running away from a tiger like we did 100,000 years ago. We're just stewing in our own juices, and that is super unhealthy because when our cortisol levels go up, our body, as I'm sure I've said before, it secretes cortisol, which means we are dumping fatty acids into our bloodstream because we need that for energy. Our heart rate goes up because we're pumping blood to our working muscles. Our breathing rate goes up, our blood pressure goes up, and we're getting ready to fight or fly, but we don't. So what happens to all those fatty acids? They got to go somewhere. They don't just like conveniently go back to the liver and conveniently go back to stored fat. They're kind of like floating around in the bloodstream. And eventually those become fatty plaques on the inside of our arteries. Now you couple that with high blood pressure, which means we're restricting our vessels, right? They're narrowing. That is a very volatile state for our heart to be in. And we multiply that times, months, years, and you can see how that could lead to very serious cardiovascular disease. Not to mention a buildup of fatty deposits, not just on the inside of our arterial walls, our arteries, but also around our gut. Not good. So here's the exercise. I'm not telling you can't get angry, right? I'm just asking you to consider letting it go quicker. Let's start adapting. Let's create a new neural pathway for anger that requires no festering. Like stinky garbage you're just carrying around, right? The stink doesn't go away, it just gets stinkier. So next time you get angry, because you will get angry, you can do one of two things. The first thing being create a physical outlet right then and there. Punch pillows, don't punch a wall, don't punch a kid, don't punch a dog. God, that's terrible. Don't punch a human, punch something though. Punch a pillow, punch a punching bag, do some jumping jacks. My go-to is push-ups. Now, if you can't do that, if you're like in the car and you're getting angry, obviously you can't do that, right? So the second option would be to literally think in that moment how that anger serves you. Right? So you're going to create a new thought, which is going to in turn create a new belief for you, which I think is more powerful than the physical outlet in the long run. So you're going to get angry and you feel like yelling at somebody, you feel like just punching something, someone, but you can't, and you feel like it might fester. You're going to take a deep breath and you're going to say to yourself, how does this serve me? Being angry, what is it going to do for this situation? Is my anger going to make this situation better? Is it going to solve my problem? Am I holding on to it just because that's all I know how to do? Or can I just let it go? Powerful stuff. Journal on it if you want to. Comment below. let me know what you decide, whether you're going to do some physical outlet and then journal, or just think about it, talk yourself through it, start to develop a new thought pattern, then journal on it. Please let me know what you decide to do. This isn't a one and done. This is practice. It took us a long time to learn the behavior of anger. It's going to take a long time to kind of unlearn that. But we want to drop cortisol, and we have to address different feelings that create an elevation in cortisol, and then how to manage that. The goal is to lower the cortisol as quickly as possible. Awesome. Drop your comments below.